Gascoigne, one for Graham Stewart, of course, used to play here, and one for Duncan Ferguson, who's on the bench this evening, but his second home debut is anticipated at some stage. The air is still pretty full of acrid smoke following quite literally fireworks to greet the teams. The first match at Goodison Park in the new season, on by Stephen Hughes. It's Kishishev, now Nyarko. There's Rufus sliding in. Oh, and Graham Stewart's slack pass. Kinsella getting him out of trouble. Pistoni with the throw. Stewart. That was Jensen, number 20, who'd made the run forward. Let's aim towards Mark Hughes. Tyler got there in front of him. Now Nyarko. Exciting player and a lot anticipated of him this season, but a foul by Mark Hughes. Hunt got the first flick onto that, and Nyarko though back to help out. Forward by Powell. Lisby with a little flick header on. Kevin Lisby keeping his place this evening. Jonathan Johansson did travel with the Charlton squad and was warming up on the pitch before the start, but the former Rangers man not even amongst the subs. So 19-year-old Kevin Lisby, who played so well against Manchester City at the weekend, keeps his place. First meaningful touch for Paul Gascoigne. He might get another touch as Stewart though hooks it away in front of him, but Gascoigne continues his run down the left-hand side. He's got Pistoni in support. Now Stephen Hughes, and Nyarko to his right, and Watson is shouting for it. The pass wasn't the most accurate the Ghanaian international will play, but Grabson does very well. And Watson, committed in the tackle, wins the throw-in for Everton. The new men linking up well for Everton down the right-hand side. Thomas Grabson and Steve Watson. Here's Grabson, the Dane. It's aimed towards the back post. And Francis Jefferson just a little too strong across for the Everton number 14. Well, Hunt was totally unchallenged there, and here's Lisby with two in the penalty area. Still Lisby. Weir gets the block in, and possibly Kevin Lisby just had a little bit too much time there. Chance for Everton to counter, but Nyarko's pass isn't quite accurate enough. Kinsella anticipated that better than Nyarko. Now Gascoigne. Ooh, that was dangerous. And Andy Hunt very nearly got hold of it. Everton making a mess as they try and clear, and in the end they'll be grateful for the throw-in off Graham Stewart's shins. Pistone with it, asking Stephen Hughes to make a run. Oh, it's good football from Everton. Now Hughes, with his namesake Mark Hughes, the target on the penalty spot. But some quick passing, interchange of passes from Everton. Pistone to take the throw. Gascoigne, who's been bright early on. Now Stephen Hughes up against Kinsella and wins the first corner of the evening. And that's the reception for Paul Gascoigne as he goes to take the corner. Now, what can he do with it? And Nyako trying to get away from Rufus, and instead a firm header in by Richard Goff from just outside the 6-yard box. And it wasn't far away from the Everton captain. There was a real tussle at the far post. Rufus involved in it, and Goff with the final header. Well, there's certainly a great deal of optimism around Goodison Park that after a few seasons of mid-table mediocrity, things could be better this year. And that optimism not necessarily punctured by the weekend's defeat at Leeds. Watson takes a quick free kick. Rufus got up above Mark Hughes. Weir anticipated that better than Lisby. Now Gascoigne again, he's seen plenty of the ball early on. And he's fouled there by Mark Kinsella, but Gascoigne, looking at the moment, full of running, takes it quickly. Stephen Hughes, Jeffers was the target. And the pass very nearly found him. Now Kisishev. This is Andy Hunt. Keeps his feet well before he's brought down by Stephen Hughes. Powell with Robinson continuing his run down the Charlton left. Here is the Welsh winger up against Watson. Well shielded by the Everton defender. Charlton enjoying some time in possession. Now Lisby. And this is Kinsella with 3 in the penalty area to aim for. Back to Lisby. It's maybe just a little bit too intricate from the Charlton point of view, but they've won a corner out of it, their first of the evening. And this is their record signing to take it, Klaus Jensen, £4 million from Bolton in the summer. And the target was Rufus, and the header a firm one. And if he could only have directed it downward a little bit more, and Paul Gerrard could have been struggling. Well, Pistone was the defender who quite simply didn't jump with him. Oh, no one gave Kinsella a shout, and Mark Hughes, as he's done many times before, managed to rob him. Kinsella again. Powell pulls away to offer an alternative. Robinson shouting for it infield. Here is John Robinson. Well, if he's going to try and take on and get past Steve Watson all evening, he could be in for a tiring 90 minutes, because Watson is an experienced and tough defender. And that's Carl Tyler, who played in the first match for Everton after Walter Smith arrived here as manager. Tyler fouling Mark Hughes. Gascoigne, who's been in the centre of everything for Everton so far, wanting to get on with it. Gravison has pulled away to the right. Instead, that is towards Mark Hughes, comes off the back of Hughes and Tyler, and then a big shout for a penalty as Goff goes down underneath the challenge. And the Charlton player who made the challenge, Mark Kinsella, has only just got to his feet now. Well, the Goodison Park crowd still showing their displeasure that Neil Barry didn't give the penalty. And here it is. Well, it was certainly, the studs were high from Mark Kinsella, who seemed to, the Charlton captain, hurt himself as much as Richard Goff. So Gascoigne with the free kick off the back of Tyler, and Kinsella doesn't appear to make any contact with the ball. Well, here is the incident. And Kinsella appears to make contact with Goff's thigh and not the ball. Everton quite possibly had a case there. Well, just in case you thought it might have slowed down, the Premier League is as fast and frenetic as ever. And the crowd love it. Watson, outside of the boot towards Jeffers. Was too strong from Kitashev. Hughes looking for a run. Jeff has provided it, but the pass just had a little bit too much weight on it. Walter Smith has already said that Francis Jeffers at 19 is just too young, quite simply, to play a whole Premiership season. And possibly one of the reasons why Duncan Ferguson has returned and is on the bench this evening. Kevin Campbell should be ready for a first-team place at about mid-September after a knee injury. This is good from Charlton. Jensen, and the shot in the end from Lisby. And they might just have gone each other's way there, Klaus Jensen and Kevin Lisby. The layoff from Andy Hunt, and Jensen managing to get past David Weir, but Lisby a little bit off balance. Solidly taken, as so many times in his career, on the thigh by Hughes and then brought down by Rufus. Neil Barry is surely being just a little bit pernickety. Gascoigne to take. He's been in the thick of it on his home debut this evening. I suppose we have to call him former England international, Paul Gascoigne, towards Goff. Got some sort of touch on it, but not hard enough to direct it back across goal. Everton have done well down the left-hand side in the early stages. Hughes, two in the penalty area, Gascoigne on the edge of it. This is Jeffers, can he get a shot in on goal? Blocked by Tyler. Oh, lovely play from Pistone. That was a lovely little back heel from the Italian. Stephen Hughes isn't showing too much interest in the throw-in. And misplaced pass from Gascoigne. Well, the referee got a good view of that and said Hunt used his chest, and now here's Lisby all on his own, waiting for support. It's arriving the shape of Robinson, and Lisby in the end goes alone and shoots straight at Paul Gerrard. Well, everybody seemed to stop, but Lisby was onside, and although it may have been pulled back by Goff, the referee was happy to play advantage. Jensen, just in the end, just could only knee it forward. And Goff got it away. Stephen Hughes, and Jeffers is onside! And well saved by Kiley with his legs. Well, by some distance, the best chance of the match so far. Kinsella just thinks about a shot. Oh, great dispossession by Nyarko, but still the impetus with Charlton and Powell. Hunt jumping at the far post. But Charlton will pick it up again in the shape of Kishishev. Good response, having so nearly conceded a goal. Ravson loses possession. And this is Robinson. Jeffers is waiting for a run, and then very nearly played a cute 1-2 with Mark Hughes. Kishishev and Jensen after Hunt's dummy. Oh, what a good challenge from Paul Gascoigne. How about that for some tracking back from Gaza? Well, they played some good stuff, Charlton. A very clever dummy from Andy Hunt. And Gascoigne stuck to his man. Charlton's second corner of the match. Jensen takes it again. Rufus once more is the target. Lisby just ensuring his teammates were onside. This is good stuff from Charlton. And first to Stewart, and then the chance fell to John Robinson. Stewart it was initially, just trying to squeeze it in at the near post, and then John Robinson with the clearest opening that Charlton have had so far. There was Stewart just trying to flick it on, and Robinson should have done better with that. Oh, it's expert retention of possession by Mark Hughes. Jeffers, Gascoigne makes the run beyond him. Now Gascoigne's got to get back and assume a central midfield position. Return pass from Pistone was too short, and Charlton, who've broken with a fair amount of purpose and no little speed, almost do so again. They're certainly not overawed. And they certainly don't look out of their depth, last season's Division 1 champions. Now Charlton have got 3 men forward to Everton's 5. Oh, Kisishev, it seemed, had lost the flight of the ball, but he's done very well indeed. And Francis Jeffers has just left a foot in there. Neil Barry happy with just a warning word. Goff easily out jumping Kevin Lisby. Good ball from Stephen Hughes. Jeffers and Gascoigne slightly left it to each other. And then Klaus Jensen appeared to catch Mark Hughes, but the referee was right on the spot and is happy for play to continue. Now this is promising from Charlton. Cancelo with the shot. Now it's Mark Hughes that's gone down, and Carl Tyler who's going to be spoken to by the referee. Mark Kinsella is just calming down his central defender. And Neil Barry, I think, is just saying it's cumulative offences as he points to various different parts of the field, as if to say a foul there and a foul there. And Tyler gets a yellow card. Now the free kick has definitely been moved forward 10 yards as a result of complaining from the Charlton players. And if Mark Kinsella carries on, they'll be moved forward another 10 yards. That's the new rule, which has definitely come into operation this season. Gascoigne takes the free kick straight into the wall, but there we see evidence of the new 10-yard rule, if you like, coming into play. I think Kinsella saying he got the ball and Gravesen took a dive. Gascoigne to take. Kylie stays on his line. Big shouts again for a penalty. The referee is not interested. And to be fair, the shouts were more led by the crowd than the Everton players. Lisby, Gravesen, all the way over on this side to track him back. It's a great crossfield pass. And Steve Watson did superbly well to intercept it, because Graham Stewart was lurking just behind him. Gascoigne. Very nearly inch perfect. The Jeffers, Dean Cully's just hammered it straight at Francis Jeffers. That could have gone anywhere. Robinson, but no change at all out of Steve Watson so far, and Watson continues to win that particular tussle. Bit of edge appearing in the match, a little bit of atmosphere amongst the home supporters. Gascoigne has been quite influential so far. Now Stephen Hughes on his favourite left foot tries a shot, and Kylie got attached to it, and it's a corner that goes down as a good save from the Charlton goalkeeper. It's on his favourite left foot, Stephen Hughes. And a good save from Dean Kiley. Everton's second corner of the match. Gascoigne to take it. Goff up there as ever. Here is towards Goff. But never really got the necessary downward power on that, Richard Goff. Gascoigne picked him out. Well, it has to be said that it's been, from his point of view, a very encouraging opening half hour at Goodison for Paul Gascoigne. He's been involved in pretty well everything that has been good about his side. It's been a pretty decent game, and of course all we need is a goal. Well, you could say the referee was right, but you want the game to flow, and 5 yards or here or there inside your own half is not really going to make much difference, is it? House Jensen has got back well to help out his defence when necessary. Now a little bit of space for Robinson. He needs Powell to get into some sort of support on the left-hand side. Here's Hunt. And now Powell. Kinsella switches the attack. Charlton just happy to retain possession. It wasn't a good first touch from Rufus, and it's led directly to the breakdown of that movement. Kinsella again looking for some width, but Robinson had come in field quite a long way. Oh, good turn from Mark Hughes away from Rufus. And Rufus appeared to catch him late. The referee, of course, may well have seen it and will take action when the move breaks down. Nyako, Gascoigne shouting for it, is unmarked on the edge of the penalty area. That was never handball, but that is a foul from Andy Hunt. He doesn't really need to get involved in all that. He brought the ball brought the ball down well, just couldn't get it out from under his feet. Here's Graham Stewart. He's just got too much power on that downward header. Gravson. The pace of the game has slightly bypassed the Danish player just at the moment. But it hasn't bypassed this man, Gascoigne. It's aimed towards Mark Hughes. Well, Goff needed to break up that attack because there was plenty of momentum behind it from the Charlton point of view. Now Gascoigne with a little bit of space to work in. And Nyako can pick up the thread of the attack. Watson overlapping. 3 in the penalty area to aim towards. Away by Kinsella. Lisby battling away there for his side, doing what all strikers should do and defending from the front. Watson quite cramped down that Everton right, and Stephen Hughes down the left hand side is screaming for the ball, totally unmarked. He's still totally unmarked. There's no one within 20 yards of Stephen Hughes. He's going to have to make more noise than that, otherwise they'll never pick him out. And Nyako looks up, and that is aimed towards the former Arsenal man. Every time Andy Hunt chests the ball down, the crowd shout handball. Watson with a perceptive pass. Hughes finally gets hold of it. Gascoigne again. And Nyako made a forward run. Well, that's about the first time he's really wasted possession. Probably in that sort of situation in days gone by, he would have tried to take players on with his pace and strength, but the pace has somewhat gone. Oh, cleverly done by Watson. Jeffers. And is that a corner? Yes, it is. Kinsella did well to read Jeffers' intentions, but still gives away Everton's third corner of the evening. Goff lurking menacingly on the edge of the penalty area, and headed towards Gravison, and somehow kept out off the line from Thomas Gravison. Powell is not brought down and needs to get back into possession. Lisby. Pistoni just kept us cool, had a look around, saw there were no red shirts near him, and just ran it out of danger. Tyler and Hughes. Now Hughes has gone down, held his head, stood up again straight away, and Carl Tyler, who's already been booked, could be sent off here. Now Mark Kinsella is making sure that not too many Charlton players surround the referee. Remember the new code of conduct about more than 3 players protesting too vehemently to a referee. But Carl Tyler could be sent off. He's already been booked for one clash with Mark Hughes. Now what's the referee going to do? A yellow card to Mark Hughes, and to Carl Tyler a second yellow card. And Charlton are reduced to 10 men with just under 8 minutes till half-time. Not the sort of return to Goodison Park the ex-Evertonian would have wanted. Now, will Alan Kirbishley wait till half-time, or will he make an adjustment now? Gascoigne takes the free kick. Gravson. And Jensen and Lisby exchanging clever headers. Now, if Lisby can play it to his left, Jensen's made a great run. Oh, Lisby thought about going it alone and has just been out-muscled by sheer weight of numbers as much as anything else. Alan Kirbishley is out of the dugout, and he and Mervyn Day are in animated conversation about some possible reshaping of the side. There they are. Kirbishley on the left. And Steve Brown, it appears to be, who a defender is stripped off and quite possibly ready to come on. Keith Peacock has joined the discussion, as in fact Everton make a substitution. Pistoni comes off and David Unsworth comes on. Well, that will presumably just be a like-for-like replacement. Unsworth left-footed to go to left-back, and presumably Pistoni picked up an injury because he looked very assured in the opening 40-odd minutes of the match. Charlton are definitely going to make a substitution, and presumably it'll be one of the strikers who comes off. Stephen Hughes to Mark Hughes, who is going to be booed by the Charlton supporters for his part in the sending off. It was one of those you could argue that a good strong talking to the pair of them would have sorted it out without the need for cards, but there we are. Nyarko. Watson towards Stephen Hughes on the volley, and well blocked by Kisishev. Not a good place for Andy Hunt to lose possession. Now Charlton want to make this substitution. And indeed, it is a striker that is sacrificed. Kevin Lisby, who is replaced.
Substitute for Charlton.
And Steve Brown comes on.
Steve Brown replaces number 29, Kevin Lisby.
So Brown presumably will just go into the centre of defence alongside Rufus. And Andy Hunt will be left alone up front. Well, what a shame for Kevin Lisby, who's got his chance because of so many injuries to Charlton strikers. Johansson, Mendonca, Svensson, Pringle. Played very well against Manchester City at the weekend and looked sharp as well here this evening. But Carl Tyler's sending off means he is the man who is sacrificed. Now Charlton are going to have to play pretty well exclusively on the break. Watson. Oh, away by Kisishev. That was dangerous, clearing across his own penalty area. And Nyarko, who's been pretty quiet in this first half. Oh, now Gascoigne definitely had a little flick at Kinsella then. As the Charlton midfielder went past, Gascoigne felt he should have got a free kick, and he had a little flick at Kinsella's shins. Now, back to the action, Goff. Gascoigne had to shoot first time. Oh, and then Rufus very late on Stephen Hughes. I think Thomas Grabson was trying a little bit of kidology then, as if to say they were arguing, referee, we deserve another 10 yards. Gascoigne desperate to take it, but also Unsworth might strike it left-footed instead. Oh, well, it was the right thing to do, but I don't think Grabson was expecting it. Well, the whole ground was expecting Gascoigne to try and curl one, and Thomas Grabson was on a totally different wavelength to his teammate. Nyarko. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half, and we're into them. Charlton with everybody behind the ball, everybody inside their own half. Gascoigne is still going. Chance for Everton to score right at the end of the half, and Jeffers in the end couldn't keep it down, and Dean Kiley very sportingly clears it out of play. Well, Paul Gascoigne probably the most influential figure in the first half, but it remains 0-0 at half-time. But Charlton down to 10 men, with surely plenty of defending to do in the second half. Now, for how long can Charlton's 10 men hold out against Everton? Or will they surprise just about everybody in Goodison Park and go on and score the first goal? Last time they played here, the season they were relegated a couple of years ago, they, by Alan Kirbishley's admission, put in one of their worst performances of the season in losing 4-1. Francis Jeffers scored on that day, and so too did Graham Stewart for Charlton from the penalty spot. Here's Steve Brown, the substitute who came on for Lisby after Carl Tyler's sending off. And there could be quite a lot of that in this second half as Charlton, to relieve the pressure, hit it long towards Andy Hunt, who's going to have to plough a lone furrow up front on his own. Will Everton have the incisiveness and ability to get down the Charlton defence? Watson. Now Jeffers, who's got some good pace. Oh! And that was so close to the opening goal for Mark Hughes, sliding in at the far post. That would have been a spectacular diving-headed goal from the Welsh international. He just couldn't quite get on the end of it. But a sign maybe of the pattern to come in this second half. And also a sign of the fact that Jeffers will fancy his chances pace-wise up against Brown. He accelerated away from him very easily. Gascoigne was a little careless in possession there. He's trying to lay off some of the blame on his teammate Gravison. Watson in a very advanced position. And was he caught by the trailing leg of Brown? No, says referee Barry. Mark Hughes on the edge of the penalty area, just has a little bit of space, and Watson gets it back from Hughes, away by Kinsella. Oh, that seemed as if Hughes did lead with the arm. Well, here's that excellent opportunity for Hughes. Oh, no, it's not. It's the other one. Sorry. It's all right. Hunt is going to have to bring the ball down like that at every opportunity he gets, just so that Charlton can retain possession for a little bit and relieve their defence. Well, that was quite clearly still inside the penalty area. Gascoigne with the back heel. Watson with the cross. And Gascoigne penalised for jumping in the back of Mark Kinsella. You do wonder for how much longer Duncan Ferguson will be left on the bench, particularly if it remains at 0-0 and with Charlton down to 10 men. I think the roof might come off if Ferguson comes onto the pitch. Kinsella with the free kick. And there's no doubt that Andy Hunt slipped as he tried to get on the end of that. Now a chance maybe for Everton on the break. Unsworth was making a great run down the Everton left. Instead this is Jeffers. And Unsworth might try his luck from here. It was on his left foot and he can hit a mean shot. Gravison need to inject a little bit of impetus into play, Everton. Gascoigne, Jeffers! Made by Paul Gascoigne, scored by Francis Jeffers, and Everton are into the lead. Jeffers opens his account for the season after missing an excellent opportunity in the first half, and that is the man that set it up, Paul Gascoigne. An incisive run, a very simple but effective pass, and an excellent finish.
Goal scorer for Everton, Francis Jeffers.
Now, how will Charlton respond tactically to that? They've got such an injury crisis with their strikers. They've got no real options left on the bench, and they've taken Kevin Lisby off already. Well, Gascoigne's had such an encouraging evening from the Everton point of view. He could only top it off with a goal. Jensen. Andy Hunt's going to have to make an awful lot of possibly not very much in the remainder of this second half. And Charlton at some stage are going to have to commit men forward in pursuit of an equaliser. Robinson jumping out of the way of Watson. Watson acknowledging there was a poor challenge. A shot coming in from Kinsella. And with a new 6-second rule, of course, the keepers can sprint to the edge of the area and launch very quick counter-attacks, which from the Charlton point of view down to 10 is certainly not what they want. Now the referee says no foul on Jeffers, who recovers quickly to regain possession. Gascoigne again, a little buzz around Goodison every time he gets the ball. The real question is, does he have the stamina to last 90 minutes, Paul Gascoigne?
The next announcement is for the Bullens Road only.
You can't help feeling a little bit sorry for Charlton. They more than matched Everton in the first half with 11.
This is a club announcement. Would Ian
But since the sending off, they've really struggled
meet his father
to make any sort of meaningful impact.
At Goodison Road after the game. Would Ian King meet his father at the Stanley Racing at Goodison Road after the game. Thank you.
Oh, and Yarko cleverly stepping away from Kinsella. Unsworth. That was a good challenge, and it needed to be, because Everton had plenty of men forward. Now a rare chance maybe for Charlton on the counter. They're going to have to make the most of these sparse opportunities. Powell, Robinson to his left, Hunt on the edge of the penalty area, and Robinson can't stay onside. Charlton have everybody except Hunt behind the ball. And the truth is, the referee's decision to send Carl Tyler off, which does appear harsh, has as a contest totally ruined this match. Kinsella on Gascoigne, and Gascoigne may be mindful of the fact he got away with a little flick on Kinsella in the first half. Pleads leniency on the behalf of the Charlton player, and the referee is happy merely to award a free kick. Stephen Hughes and Unsworth over it, and Yarko's there too. Stephen Hughes takes it over the head of Watson, and towards Jeffers in the end at the far post, and out to Weir. Stabbed in first time by Gascoigne. Jeffers does well. Weir might try a shot. Blocked by Brown. Every red shirt behind the ball now, and Kiley takes it well, and he's looking to launch a counter-attack, but not surprisingly, there are so few Charlton players in offensive positions. Well, Duncan Ferguson is standing up in the dugout and doing a few limbering up exercises. Would top off a great evening for Evertonians if they were to see him back on the field. And he's certainly making moves as if he is going to come on. Charlton are going to make a change. John Robinson is going to come off.
Substitution for Charlton.
And Scott Parker is going to come on.
Scott Parker replacing number 11, who is John Robinson.
Gascoigne. Oh, Hughes was lining up one of those trademark scissors kicks. And Stephen Hughes manages to keep the ball in, but not without having first shoved the Charlton player. Gascoigne it is, charging into the penalty area, screaming for the ball from Jeffers. And Yarko. And this is the moment that Goodison Park has been waiting for. Mark Hughes comes off, and Duncan Ferguson comes home.
Duncan Ferguson replacing Mark Hughes.
Jeffers is onside, Kinsella at his back, and the Charlton player has done absolutely brilliantly. Mark Kinsella is not giving up. And sheer strength, just keeping Jeffers off the ball and shielding it out of play. Jensen, there's plenty of curl on that. A rare Charlton attack. Kishishev has lost the ball. I think the referee could probably have played advantage then. I think the referee might have even brought that forward 10 yards for dissent there from Kishishev. Now Gascoigne, well, he saw Steve Watson, who's all on his lonesome down the Everton right and yelling for it. Oh, Duncan Ferguson's first touch. And he's flattened from behind. Well, Richard Rufus it is, who's gone into the referee's notebook. And that was a very crude challenge from behind by Richard Rufus, and rightly so, he's booked. Welcome back to Goodison, Duncan. Now, Charlton have already lost one central defender this evening through 2 yellow cards. Rufus has got to be careful, and I think Ferguson is going to let him know he's around for the remaining 20 minutes or so. Parker, and Hunt is offside. It was close, but he was just off. Just a little warning sign there for Everton, who, since they scored the goal, have been almost as happy to retain possession as they have to try and create chances. Watson. Ferguson at the far post. Goff with the free kick. Aimed towards Ferguson, who appeared to be having his shirt pulled. Referee deciding 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Gravesen. Ferguson to his left. Jeffers just in front of him, instead is Nyarko. Now Stephen Hughes, been a bit quieter in this second half. And his cross only finds the forehead of Rufus. And Andy Hunt, who's doing a manful job up on his own. Every time he brings it down, there is so little support, because the Charlton players, not surprisingly, so deep in their own half defending. It's very, very hard for the men from South East London to get anything going in terms of meaningful attacks. This could be one of them, though. Stewart. Parker in front of him. Hunt's pulled away to the left. But the minute he let that ball run across him, it meant that Richard Goff was between him and the goal. Now Jeffers and Ferguson have both gone for the same header and are both offside. Will take some time to strike up an understanding, not surprisingly.
Substitution.
Last change from Charlton. Sean Newton is going to come on for Klaus Jensen. That's calm play by Rufus. Charlton at some stage are going to have to try and commit a few men forward. They might as well lose 2-0 as 1-0. And if they throw a few men forward, you never know what will happen. Newton. Hunt. Oh, Graham Stewart was making one of those positive runs through the middle. Gravesen with Watson in plenty of space. Ferguson at the far post, Jeffers at the far post. This is Jeffers. I think he was trying to angle it back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Gascoigne. Good vision though, firstly by Gravesen and then from Watson. There could be more opportunities like that as the minutes tick away and Charlton try and press more and more. Hard in a way to judge just how far Charlton have come in the last couple of years, because they were comfortable enough for about 40 minutes that the sending off, of course, has changed the whole complexion of the match. Well, Chris Powell just trying to invigorate the Charlton fans up there in the stand, having won that free kick. And Brown with the shot, blocked by Watson. It's Gascoigne trying to close down Kisishev. And Powell surely to hit it long. Rufus has stayed up there. Away by Unsworth. Kinsella, as ever, so full of energy, looking incredibly fit despite the time of year. Mark Kinsella showing no signs of flagging, either physically or mentally at the moment. Now Hunt is in support of Parker, and Parker tries the shot. Well, Stephen Hughes had continued his run, but Unsworth, for reasons known to himself, decided to check back in field. Well, the truth is that the Charlton goal has been put under surprisingly little pressure since Francis Jeff has opened the scoring. And if anything, the last 5 minutes or so, Charlton have looked a little bit more confident and have a little bit more self-belief, and their fans are certainly getting behind them. Is a very, very unlikely equaliser in the offing. Powell wins a corner. And Powell once again just trying to stoke the Charlton fans into making more noise. Kinsella with the corner, and Parker wants it short and will get it. Everton not alert to that. Now Stewart with the shot! All takes a deflection, but off his own man. What a story that would have been back on his old ground. They got a huge cheer when his name was read out, Graham Stewart. Forever associated with that extraordinary day in '94 when Everton saved themselves from relegation despite being 2-0 down, and of course part of the winning side. Paul Gascoigne's hugely encouraging Everton debut comes to an end with 12 minutes to go, and what a reception. Stewart, Powell overlapping, now 3 in the penalty area for Charlton. It's over all of them, but it's not cleared very convincingly. Can Powell keep it in on this near side? He can. Plenty of red shirts in the box. And it might come to Kinsella. Well blocked by Nyako. Kinsella got plenty of power behind the shot. Alan Kirbishley running after the ball. Charlton maybe just sensing something unlikely. Oh, the throw-in did Kinsella no favours at all, and he did supremely well to ship it on to Stewart. Newton. Hunt on the edge of the penalty area. This is Parker, one of the substitutes. Going to have to be quicker than that. Might need a shout, though, to tell him that the Everton player was so close to him. There's definitely a little bit of anxiety around Goodison Park. One, two, three, four, five Charlton players in the penalty area and 2 lurking on the edge of it. Powell back on the halfway line. Here comes the free kick. Hunt in there. Half away by Unsworth. Parker comes half off the referee. Brown hooks it back towards the goal and then headed out from under the crossbar, but the referee's whistle had gone. And I don't think there can be much doubt about that. That Paul Gerrard was given an almighty shove there as Charlton desperately sought the equaliser. But Walter Smith is clearly anxious. He's come to the edge of his technical area and is yelling instructions. Everton have just momentarily lost the plot and an inability to keep the ball. Kinsella, Powell again down this left-hand side, has suddenly found space in which to work in the last 10 minutes. Max Moore up against him and he ghosts past him. Newton's in there. Brown wins the header. Away by Nyako. And then it's Ferguson having to defend against Rufus and not the other way around. Kisishev. Neatly on by Scott Parker, who wants the return. Now he tried to barrel his way through Steve Watson, but great commitment from Parker. And suddenly it's the Charlton fans doing all the singing, and the remainder of Goodison Park is in a rather worried state of silence. Gravson. Jeffers got to stay onside. Well, he just checked the run to ensure that he stayed onside, and as he did so, Moore played the ball. Stewart, Parker in front of him, so too Hunt, and Stewart is brought down by Richard Gough. And this sort of position could well represent Charlton's best chance of getting back into the match. Taken quickly to Newton. Unsworth half clears it. Away by Ferguson back there helping out. He's done more defending than attacking on his second debut at home. And then Kinsella is caught late by Jeffers, and Jeffers, for aggregate offences as much as anything else, is going to get a yellow card. And Neil Barry is pointing out to him where those various misdemeanours have taken place. A goal and now a booking. Both managers off the bench, almost alternating with their bellowed instructions. Kinsella with the free kick. Rufus jumping with 4 Everton shirts. And Charlton have got to be careful here. Here's Max Moore. Watson has Jeffers on the far side. Ferguson through the middle. Max Moore keeps it in very expertly indeed. And then Watson it is trying the left-footed curling shot. We can see that Dean Kiely would love to get on with it, and if Charlton had 11 he certainly would, but he's just having to check to make sure he just doesn't immediately, quite literally, throw possession away. Grabs him with a strong run. Ferguson through the middle. Here's Duncan Ferguson! The goal he wanted! The goal he wanted! Duncan Ferguson back at his Goodison Park and with a goal.
Goal scorer for Everton, number 24, Duncan Ferguson.
The noise is deafening as the man with the Everton tattoo still on his arm makes it 2-0 and surely settles the match. And it brings to an end what has been a very, very spirited 15 minutes from the Londoners. Still though, Kinsella trying to prompt his men forward. And the Gladys Street end is united in singing "Duncan is back." Well, Ferguson's goal has slightly papered over the cracks of what has been at times a slight, rather surprisingly hesitant Everton after they went in front, but the points are safe now.
Come on to Gumshots!
And Nyako spreads the play to Unsworth. Now Stephen Hughes. Well, that was aimed towards Duncan Ferguson, away by Rufus. Unsworth charging in. Stephen Hughes again. Brown quite literally heads it out of his goalkeeper's hands, it seemed. And then coolly away by Kinsella, who has been so impressive this evening from Charlton. He really has the Charlton skipper. There he is again in the thick of it. Well, I don't think the Everton fans could have asked for a lot more. Paul Gascoigne, influential on his debut and setting up the first goal. And then Duncan Ferguson returning home, scoring the second. Stewart. Powell. Might be still time for a Charlton consolation goal. Kishishev. Well, he'll win a corner. Kinsella to take.
The referee has indicated there will be 2 minutes stoppage time.
Deep into the 2 minutes of stoppage time, and Everton looking for the third. Watson, Ferguson at the far post. Well, that was between Ferguson and Jeffers. Grabson, Jeffers, or Ferguson, will this be his second? What a night this is turning out to be! Well, it may have taken a deflection and looped over Dean Kiley, but Duncan Ferguson will claim it. And he has his second on his second Goodison debut. Two for Duncan Ferguson, one for Francis Jeffers, made by Paul Gascoigne. A night for Evertonians to remember, and a season maybe to really anticipate.